Hey guys, welcome to my R9 build video. This is going to be a track and streetable bike. So obviously I'm going to be able to take it out on the streets. I'm going to keep the lights on. It's going to have a license plate on there, registration, insurance, all that nice stuff right there. But I want to be able to take it on the track and be comfortable with it. So I got a few things that I'm going to change. A couple things that I already had were the two-wheel Dyno Works tune that I got for the Acura exhaust that I put on there. Very first time I took it to the track, I did get the GB racing covers because I was a little bit worried about putting it down. It's obviously pretty wide right there because of the engine. And I had a cheap license plate bracket on there from Amazon. So that's one of the things that I'm replacing as well. Got a little list here of things we'll throw on there. We're starting off with the front. We got the windscreen. We got the Puig windscreen on there, which is really nice because the stock one, as you know, is pretty shallow. Got some clip-ons going on there with new grips, levers, and we got a brake lever guard for this side over here. I might get one for the clutch side as well. I believe it's recommended. It's not a necessity for racing, but we'll throw it on there anyways. Do have a GB racing or GPR stabilizer coming for it as well. And the keyless fuel cap right there from Vortex that we got. I really like it on my R7, so it's going on there. On the back, we'll be getting rid of the passenger seat and throwing on the rear seat cowl on there so I can put a license plate, or not a license plate, a number plate on there. We also have an integrated taillight that I also forgot I had put on there a little bit ago, so that's going to take care of or already took care of all the turn signals and everything sticking out of there. TST Industries license plate high mount bracket. That way I can remove it for the track so it's got a nice clean look over there. Down on the controls for the feet, we got some Attack Performance rear sets for it that I'll be putting on there. I have those on my R7 and I really like those. I ordered a belly pan. All you R9 guys know that they're taking a couple of weeks to come in, so hopefully it does. And then the big part that I'm excited about is putting some graphic kit that I have coming in there with a number plate on top. Number plates are going to match what this one has right here. So that's my race number 117. If you ever played Halo, you know what I'm talking about. And this one, it's getting its own little video as well because I'm going to remove those decals. It's got some different ones coming in there. It's going to match the R9s. They're just going to be a different color. So the tail one should be about the same. This one I kind of cut up to fit. The new ones that I ordered are supposedly for the R9, so they should fit a little bit better. So this one's got the Attack Performance rear sets, like I said, that I'm putting on the R9 as well. And then we'll throw some tires on there. Right now it's got a slick in the back because from the last time I went out to the track, we just put one on there. I got a street tire hanging out over there, so I'll be throwing that on there, getting a little bit more comfortable on it as soon as the weather permits. And then I'll be heading down to Barber in May, beginning of May, and she should be looking like a whole new animal. So I'll try to document as much of the progress as I can. Not that good at recording and working at the same time, so we'll see what we can do. All right, so I just put my new little lock and tab in here. Just changed it from that silver one to the gold one. I think it looks pretty cool. I got the same color on my R7, and I just figured I'd carry on with this one. So it was a little bit easier to get that in there with it off the bike because, well, first of all, I forgot to put it on there before I put it on the bike, but it's pretty simple. It's just got a little spring in there and a little check ball you got to be careful with. It does not come with a new one, so you want to make sure you don't lose it. Otherwise, down here we got a couple seals. You just want to make sure that you sit right on top of there. 3 little bolt holes right there. You line them up with the old ones, put it in there. I actually had it already on, but like I said, it was kind of hard to get that ball seated in there. Didn't want to lose anything, and then I lost a little check ball into the little bolt hole right there, so I had to pull it out to get it out. That's a 3mm right there. These 3 ones 4 mils. All right, here we go. Just snug her down very easily. I'm actually going to take this off just so that isn't in the way as it's going down. I want that to seat on its own, but I don't think it's even necessary. Go. And it's really hard to try and get this in the camera view while I'm doing it. All this stuff, I think I tried a little bit earlier, and I ended up just putting it down, and I was like, I'm not getting anything in the camera. So shout out to all you guys that do this all the time and get good videos for everybody. I'll try my best to get better, but right now, do not have the Coen Brothers directing my YouTube videos. This one right here, it already has a little bit of grease on there on the O-ring, so that's pretty good. It's going to seal up nicely. Put that in there. Boom. And she's locked. We're good for the track. That way when you fuel up, you put your cap back down, you get on the bike, you don't realize it's not starting because you still got your key in here. You got to put it over there. And what I actually like to do is just kind of wire tie my key onto the ignition. That way in case of any sort of crash or anything like that, you don't lose your key if you haven't already deleted it. So just like on this one, got it wire tied onto there, and then I've got that going down to a bolt that's securing that other end of that. Just a nice little tip that I got from one of the guys at the track that said you should at least zip tie it. And you know, it's worked so far. Luckily, I unfortunately have crashed that thing a few times and the key has gone nowhere but stayed where it's supposed to be. Got a little bonus part right here, a little bonus bolt that I like to throw in my bin of bolts and eventually try to find where it goes. All right, on to the next step. We're going to go onto the clip-ons. So for the clip-ons, I do have these Vortex clip-ons. Vortex brake guard right there. Vortex. If you didn't put two things together, I am part of their rider support program, so it makes it a lot cheaper. And obviously, if you go to the track, you know that every little bit helps when it comes down to buying parts, etc. So we're gonna get these old ones out of there. Pretty simple stuff. You got to pop this one out, yeah, because that goes into the clip-ons on the bottom, I'm sure. We'll pop this stem nut off of there, get everything off, and then the hard part will be kind of just lining them up to where you like them, because it's going to be one of those that feels good right now, and then all of a sudden you take it out and it feels all weird and stuff. So it's going to be one of those things you play with. These controllers look a little bulky, so we'll see what's all underneath there, and then drill them out, get them into the new ones. What's nice about aftermarket clip-ons is if you do bend one, break one, you just put another one in there rather than having to pop all this stuff out and then trying to look for a spare clip-on for a bike that no one's going to have out there. All right, we'll start going with this one. I actually am going to use my Motion Pro alignment tool for clip-ons just to kind of try to get this same angle on there. I believe it's something that I'm pretty comfortable with, but we'll see after we put the clip-ons on there and the rear sets, see where we're at with our body position, and then make adjustments as we go. I already loosened this up. I believe I used a 36 mil or a 34 mil. Can't remember what it was, but just broke it loose. Got a little, protection on here for the tank. Some of these will be doable with just your regular hand tools, regular Allen wrenches, etc. These ones right here, I believe, are a 6 mil, but I'm gonna have to get a wrench with a Allen socket on there. Otherwise, we'll undo this end cap as well. This way we can try and get that grip off. I was pulling back on it a little bit, so I might be able to use just some, well, I mean, I'm not gonna reuse it, but if you wanted to reuse it on your next ones, you could use some compressed air and move those right out of there. I've had a lot of success with that on putting the new ones on, so I'll do it that way. Got these loosened up over here, the ones for our brake controls, or I'm sorry, our clutch controls, so that we can slide out after we get this undone. So we got a couple Phillips heads back here. Hopefully that comes out pretty easily, so we'll pop these out right here. Got these already loose right here because these will hold on to the triple tree onto those stock clip-ons. So believe we're going to end up reusing these for the GPR stabilizer, so don't throw these away. You won't need them for the for aftermarket clip-ons, but even for my R7, I just kept them in there. I put a bolt on the bottom, and that's what I use to actually hold down my keep the wire tie secure for the key that I have on there, so I don't lose it. All right, so a little bit longer than I thought. Don't want to use power tools on here or not strip everything out like or screw up the heads like I sometimes do, because the sockets that I have with the Allens on there, they're pretty old, so they've gotten a little bit of wear and tear on there. I'll actually pull this off of the headstand here, and it'll make it a little bit easier to just go ahead and be able to turn the steering. That way I can kind of get the bolts a little bit better, such as so. We got these right here. We got them loose enough to where they should slide out. Or actually that entire thing comes off, so we can just go ahead and remove this whole clamp side right here. Nice thing to do, try to keep everything together. So I'll put my same bolts that I took out, put them right back where they came out of. That way it should make things easier to go back on. And I did take the windscreen obviously off last night when I started this, and I said, well, let's get all this stuff out of here. It'll probably be a little bit easier without the windscreen in our way. And so far, so good. So we'll go ahead and start with the rest of these and get it all on. So I got everything all popped out. I got the regular clip-ons out of there. You can take this little connector off on the clutch side, so you're able to take the whole control out of there. And I still have it all in one piece right here, so I'm going to figure out how the heck to get that out of there. This will be the throttle side right here. That one was a little bit easier. It just has two little, well, actually you don't even unplug them. They stay right in there. Everything just kind of fell right out. So that's going to be fun also get back together. It's a little bit more complicated than it was on my R7, but my R7 didn't have all these nice controls on there. But got the clip-ons on here that I'm throwing in from the Vortex ones. And then I'll put that back together and throw the bars in there after I figure out how all this stuff is going to get put back together. See what we got over here. Our bar ends are over here. Pretty simple stuff right here. I'll just mark a hole on there, kind of drill it in. We'll be able to put that same little divot that these had in there. So I like to do that, even for my spares, that way if I have to replace it, I'll just throw it right in there. Stock throttle tube right here, which I'll be reusing, so I don't have any other ones. Throttle on the grip on that side actually came off a lot easier than the other side. I didn't even use air, I just kind of rolled it off of it. So, I mean, it wasn't moving before, but you know, it just came right off, so that was pretty neat. Other than that, we'll keep on chugging along here. I will eventually look up some torque specs, that way we can get everything in there the right way. We got that. We'll probably stop in a little bit. I gotta go run to town, do some stuff, pick up some things, and we'll get back to it. I've got my right side controls that I'm working on. So I took this little divot right there that's for the, to basically lock in the controls. Took some drill bits, found one that kind of fits it, and forgot what it was. I got it over here somewhere. This one, it was a little bit small, so I just kind of walked it out and made it a little bit bigger. Now I've got it over here. You can see, well, yeah, you can see it right there. Hopefully you got enough light. But I got the hole right there. That's where the dimple will fall in and keep our controls from moving around. Put that in there, work and see where I want the length of the bars. And then make sure I got everything torqued down. Well, I got the steering stem nut torqued down already. Torqued these down already. I believe that was 81. These were 24-ish, I believe. And then I'll use a tool to kind of align them together. And if you haven't seen that tool, this is what it looks like over here. This is from Motion Pro. So I took the kind of the angle of what the stock ones were. And I'm just going to start with that and then just move it around as I see fit. Just going to put that there. Putting the triple back down, just be very careful because there is a little bit of a I don't know what you call it, a little bit of a lip on there before it goes down to where it needs to be, so you don't start banging on it and obviously ruin it. So got that going, torqued everything down. Well, I haven't looked anything up as far as the Vortex stuff, just kind of hand tight, good enough for right now. Then the other side, the controls, I was having a little bit of an issue because they wouldn't come apart as easily as the ones for the brake side did. But kind of looking along, well, actually kind of, I guess, giving it more of a shot.
I was able to just kind of pull it, work it apart, pull on it a little bit, and eventually it gave. And then I was looking at this thing, I was like, it's got to do something with here. So I just kind of pulled on it, and it's easy now, but earlier it was a little bit stiff. So pull that out. This one will go back, comes right out. So that little, I don't know what you would call that, little stub right there, I'll drill it into the new bar, reuse this, and that'll lock our controls back in there, and everything should be good. But otherwise, yeah, this guy right here did not want to come apart. It was, like I said, it was pretty stiff to get off of there. It barely had any movement, so I thought I had another screw left in there, but after kind of looking at it, I was like, well, the only thing to do is hope to not break anything, and just kind of worked it, and bam. Same with this part. Pull it right out. And then, as you can see right there, don't want to come all the way out, so it's got a little bit of glue on there from the clip-on, or from the other grip, and that's it. We'll start working on putting it apart, and should be all good. So I got everything done for the clip-ons. I got the grips on there. I don't have levers. I thought I did, but I guess I haven't ordered them yet. I was 50-50 on whether I had or not, but we'll get some eventually. We do have the brake guard in there though. Everything's on there, it's looking good. I got everything tightened down, got the other side done as well. I measured everything out with this Motion Pro tool. So this one right here, if nobody's ever used one of these, it's a pretty simple tool. You just put it on, well, key's in the way now, but you find a flat spot on there. You can loosen that bad boy up right there. Say it's good right there. Just flip it over, and then you can adjust this side to fit it perfectly. So you can eyeball it as much as you want, but then you put a little tool like this on there, and you can see that you could be like a couple inches off, 2-3 inches off. Oops, that's great. And this is the mirrors, right, or the windscreens I'm going to use. So you can see the difference right there. The left one is obviously the stock one. The right one is the Puig. So it goes up, it's a lot taller. You will need to transfer over these for the fasteners, which is pretty easy. They just pop out, and then you can pop them right in the new one. Whilst I was doing all this, the mailman came in and dropped off my number plates. So this is a number plate for the front, obviously. Looks pretty good. It's nicely shaped for the bike, and the tail one looks great. So this is the seat cowl I'll be putting on there, and then I can just stick this one right on here. Mocked it up already. It looks like it'll cover everything. It even has a little cutout for that. And then we got the numbers for the belly pin right there. So that's going to look real cool. Excited to put this one on there. I'm sure some of it is going to go over those mirror block offs. I'll probably get a different set of mirror block off plates. Those are for an R7, I believe. They fit good enough to not just have a gap on there when I initially got the bike. So let's see what's next. Probably throw the windscreen on, and then I think we'll call it for a day. Got to get some stuff done before I go to work tomorrow. And but other than that, I just use compressed air to put these grips back on there. Works real easy. Just make sure your compressor is completely full, and she'll be able to zoom them right up there. But all in all, it's going very good. I'm keeping going, and then hopefully my decals for the entire bike should come in, I'm hoping within the next week, and then that'll complete the whole look. So it's going to actually look like a race bike instead of just a black bike out there. So